Hi there, welcome back to my channel, Learn Academic English. I'm Jenna, and on this channel I teach intermediate and advanced level lessons for people who want to take their English to the next level. In today's lesson, I'm going to be talking about one way that you can improve your writing. And this is writing that can be used in both school and at your job. So in today's video, I'm going to show you a variety of transitions that you can use to help take your writing up a level. But before we get started, I wanted to let you know that I have a handout for you with all of these transitions on it, and you can use this handout to study at home. All you have to do is go to the description box below, click the link, and download it, and then you can keep it for yourself. No strings attached. It's free for you to use. So let's go to the first group of transitions, and this is just to show ideas. Now, this is the most basic type of transition that we use in our writing, and usually we use the transitions first, second, next, finally. But there are other transitions that you can use too. You can use first of all, or firstly, secondly, lastly. Now notice that for all of these, I have a comma after them. That means that they are the type of transition that goes at the beginning of a sentence followed by a comma. Another way that you can show these ideas is to use the first and then is. For example, the first reason is, another reason is. Now, what comes after is, it could be a noun or it could be a clause. For example, the first reason is cost. Or the first reason is that the cost is lower. Another difference is the price. Or another difference is that the price is lower. Okay, another thing that you can do is use adverbial conjunctions to show the next idea, and these indicate that another idea is coming. In addition, also, furthermore, and moreover. Okay, let's go to the next group, which is for indicating steps. These could be the steps in a process. This might be for a process essay that you have to write in school. It could be to give directions to show employees or other people how to do something. Usually to show steps, we say first, second, third, next, then, finally. But there are other ways that you can show steps. You can say to begin. Or you can say the first step is, the second step is, the next step is, the final step is, or you can use after that or following that. So my recommendation would be that you use a variety of these. If you're giving steps in a process, you might say to begin. And then for the next one, you could say, the second step is, after that, the next step is, and finally. Okay, for the next group, it is to conclude, and we can use this at the end of a paragraph, at the end of an essay in our conclusion paragraph, or at the end of a presentation. We can say in conclusion, that's the most common one, but we can also say in summary, or to sum up, or to conclude. And again, notice that these go at the beginning of a sentence followed by a comma. Okay, let's see a few more types. Next, let's see some transitions that you can use to give an example. Of course, you can say, for example. You can also say, for instance, which has exactly the same meaning. You can also say, an example of this is, plus a noun, or an example of this is that, and then a clause. Or you can say, take something as an example. Maybe you were talking about people who are introverted. You could say, take my sister as an example, and then explain it. If you would like to know more about how to give examples, you can see a video that I have all about how to use for instance, for example, such as, etc. And I will link that above. But definitely for now, you want to make sure that you're using both of these to add a little bit more variety to your vocabulary. Okay, next let's look at how to talk about a result. The most common way is probably therefore or as a result, but we can also say consequently, as a consequence, or thus. Again, these are all adverbial conjunctions, so you can use them at the beginning of a sentence followed by a comma. There's one more word here that I did not add, which is hence. That word is very formal and it's not used as often, but it is used in the same way. So if you want to use that one too, you can. If you would like to know more about how to talk about effects, I'll link a video for that above as well. Okay, let's go to the next part, and this is about talking about differences. This is a very common thing that we do in writing. You can, of course, say however or in contrast. Now, in contrast usually shows a very direct or obvious difference between two things. For example, cats are independent. In contrast, dogs need a lot of human companionship. On the other hand is similar to in contrast, where it shows just a very direct or a very obvious, clear difference between two things. We can also use on the contrary, but on the contrary is a little bit different. On the contrary is in response to something that someone has said. For example, if I say, oh, I have heard that he is a very unkind person, I can say, no, on the contrary, he's actually very nice. Now, when would we use this in writing? This might be if you report something that people have been saying, and then you would respond that that is not true. But this one would not be very common, but it is used in some specific situations when you want to show that what someone has said is not true, and you want to show the opposite or different idea. Okay, the next ones are nevertheless and nonetheless, and these show a difference that is surprising. For example, cats are very independent pets. Nevertheless, they can feel lonely if left alone for too long. Okay, you can also say one difference is, so you have been talking about two things, and then you want to show a difference. One difference is that cats are more independent than dogs. And finally, unlike something, something. Unlike cats, dogs need more human companionship. Unlike dogs, cats are more independent. So don't forget to get that handout. Again, just go to the description box below and click the link. Please leave a comment and let me know what other transitions you can think of in these different categories, or let me know if you have any questions. I hope to see you back here again soon. Take care.